morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing today? I'm interviewing my brother, who's a professional photographer. His name's Nick Boren. Okay, the first thing I want to ask you there, Nick, where are you from?
I'm from Lebanon, Oregon.
Lebanon, Oregon. And Lebanon, Oregon's approximately 60 miles south of Portland, right?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay. How long, Nick, would you say that you've been a professional, maybe not a professional photographer, but a photographer in general?
A little over 40 years.
40 years. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? 40 years. Okay. Okay, here's kind of just a general, I realize, Nick, that this is kind of a hard question to answer, but out of all your camera equipment, what would you say is the most important or useful item that you use in photography?
My tripod.
Your tripod. Just like when I got my iPhone sitting on a tripod right now, okay. In your lifetime, Nick, how many, I just need a general guess. In your lifetime, Nick, how many photographs do you think you've ever taken? Just take a wild guess.
Probably 100,000.
100? Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? 100,000 photographs that my brother has taken. Okay, now he has photographs for sale on the internet. I will be giving you URL before this interview is over with. Okay, how many, Nick, how many photographs would you say that you've got for sale right now? 1,000, did you tell me the other day?
Little over 1,000.
Okay, give my audience, your audience, a rough idea of the prices. What are the prices run, Nick?
Well, I set my own price on my images, but it just depends on what size. If you're going, you know,
framed?
Yeah, framed. My website actually offers a lot of different frames. They have canvas prints,
canvas,
metal prints.
Oh, really? They do?
Yeah.
Canvas, metal, framed.
Yeah, all framed.
Round.
You can buy just strictly prints without frames. You can buy prints with frames.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can they get the round, the old school round look? You know how they used to do the old prints?
I'm not real sure on the round part, but I know that do know that they can put your images on like pillows. They can put them on mugs, yeah, coffee mugs. They can put them on
a whole lot of different
blankets. Yeah,
a whole lot of different medium.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be danged! I didn't even know that. Okay, okay. What kind of scenes do you like to shoot most of all, Nick?
I like landscapes.
Landscapes.
You know.
But we talked the other day about how sometimes these unusual, rare photographs, people like them, right?
Yeah, well, I don't just shoot landscapes. I also shoot seascapes because I'm close to the ocean, close to the Pacific Ocean. I do waterfalls. I do flower macros. I do bugs. I do old cabins. I do old barns. I do a lot of different.
You do a lot. You prefer. Okay, it's fair to say, Nick, that you prefer landscape, but you do other subject matter, right?
I also do people photography. I do senior portraits, some weddings, not many, but
okay, all right.
I try not to get stuck in a box, with my photography. I like
try to think
branch out.
You try to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Okay, as a professional photographer, Nick, what has been one of your greatest disappointments? I realize that's a big, long-winded general statement.
Well, as a photographer, I work very hard at my trade, and I like to get compensated for my work from time to time, and I'd like to, some of the disappointments are trying to market my images and sell them.
Yeah.
So that's a hard.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get right up at this camera and make a point out of this. Everything that I've done on the internet, I've done for free. On YouTube here, I've never asked for any money. I don't have any ads or anything like that. If anybody's ever appreciated, and I know I've got 1,200 subscribers, if anybody's ever appreciated what I've done, please take a look at my brother's website, okay? That's only fair. I wanted to make sure I got that point across. Okay. So disappointment has been kind of trying to sell stuff on the internet, working real hard, not getting appreciated for your.
Yeah, and there's always those images that, you work really hard at. I work very hard at my trade. I travel all over the western United States.
Which brings me up to another question, Nick. Sorry to interrupt you, but you've taken pictures in Arizona, correct? You've taken pictures up here in Montana. This is being recorded up on Livingston Peak, by the way, very near Livingston Peak. Lots of stuff in Oregon. I know you've taken pictures of. Utah, correct, Nick?
Washington, Alaska,
okay.
California.
How many other? When you took that trip out to Washington D.C., when you went with New York City.
New York City.
So what
Washington,
we're saying is, my brother's got pictures from quite a few different states and quite a few different locales and quite a few different settings. But unless you go to the link that I'm about ready to give you, you'll never know. Okay. How much work would you say generally is involved, Nick, with getting a good picture?
Well, it depends on where it's at. Some of them are harder than others. Like a lot of the time, a lot of the pictures I take, you have to hike into different areas.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of physical strain on your body.
And it also takes a lot of patience too, doesn't it?
You have to get up. A lot of times, you have to get up very early in the morning. I like to get pictures early when the light is soft, and in the evening.
Got to get up early, catch the sunrises, and you got to go to bed late sometimes because of the sunsets, and all that kind of stuff. So there is definite work involved in getting it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's a lot of work, a lot of travel. You just don't. You can't sit at home and expect to get good landscape shots. You have to get out and about. Yep.
You can't be a couch potato photographer,
That's
right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, what is your biggest dream overall, Nick, as a photographer? Your biggest goal, your biggest mission statement, I would say.
I'd just like to make a name for myself in photography. There's a lot of people, and it takes a long time to make a name for yourself. I don't want to be like an Art Wolf or anything like that, but I would like to be a little bit.
If I had my way about it, I don't even know who Art Wolf is, but if I had my way about it, you would be an Art Wolf.
He's a famous photographer.
How
landscape,
famous?
Pretty famous.
Pretty famous.
He does the workshops and different things. I think he's from the Seattle, Washington area, if I'm not mistaken. So,
okay, let me ask you this, Nick. What is the worst experience you've ever had as a photographer, equipment-wise, vehicle-wise, just disaster in general?
Well, okay.
I know you dropped a camera up at Mackay, Idaho one time.
Yeah, I dropped a real good Nikon up down on the rocks. But as far as an image goes, one of my big disasters was I was up at Astoria, Oregon. It's right at the very northwest corner of the state of Oregon, where the Columbia River dumps into the ocean. And there's this really nice bridge there. It goes from the Oregon clear over to Washington.
Okay.
It's one of the longest bridges.
I've seen pictures of that.
Or in the United States. And I was standing there. We were there in the evening down on the port there, Astoria, and there's this really nice sunset coming, and they had a bunch of old stumps sticking out of the water, old pier stumps. Where there used to be docks.
Yeah, sure.
And this sunset was just coming really nice. And here comes a ship, and it was going to go under the bridge. And I wanted to capture that big ship going right into the bridge with that sunset. And for some reason, my camera malfunctioned, and I couldn't get the shot.
Oh, really?
And that was a very, very big disappointment. It was once in a lifetime
And you
shot.
waited for quite a while.
I waited for about an hour.
How did your camera malfunction?
To this day, I don't know.
Well,
so I did take the shot of that particular sunset with the bridge and the pier stumps out of the water, and it was still a good image, but it would have been much better if the ship would have been going underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, Nick, it's been I am an amateur photographer compared to you guys. what you're seeing right now is being recorded with an iPhone 6s Plus. That's about as far as I take my photography. But I have been through it up here in Montana, Nick, with sub-zero temperatures, with cameras not working. Have you ever run into that kind of thing?
No, because where I'm from, it doesn't get that cold, so I never really had a camera lock up because
Like these guys that
cold, but
climb
they
Everest,
will.
I can't figure out how they get cameras to work up there on
they keep
Everest.
their cameras in their, in
Yeah.
their body.
Just pull
cavity
them out
warmth,
real
and
quick.
They pull them out real fast and get the shot, and then put them back in.
Yeah. Okay, well, all right. So that's that worst experience, okay. When it comes to the internet, Nick, and trying to get yourself known on the internet or threaded or linked, has that been a big disappointment to
Yes,
you? The internet's been
absolutely.
a big disappointment to you.
Yes, it has, because there's certain things you must do on there to get more exposure, and I guess I just haven't figured it out yet. But I'm still trying.
Well, we're working on
I'm
it.
working at it, and I'll finally get there. But
Okay. So you figure, okay, to top this off, Nick, you've probably taken about 100,000 pictures in your day, right? Is that what you said?
that's approximately, and one never knows. But I could have taken
But
more.
you've got you've got about 1,000 for sale, right?
At this time, but I'm keep adding to the
Yeah.
adding to my galleries.
Okay. Well, that pretty much wraps up this interview. Like I say, everybody knows me that's subscribed to my channel. My name's Jim Boren. This is my brother. He's 2 years younger than me. His name is Nick Boren. And what I want you to do is please go to this URL right here. I hope you can see it. I'll hold it here for a few seconds. I'll kind of pull it in and out. But please visit his work right there at that URL. He does have some very, very nice stuff. That is the reason why I took the time to create this video. So I'd appreciate it, he'd appreciate it, and he definitely has work that's worth owning. I know, because I've seen his work before. So, like I say, and stop this. If you have to, pause this movie file to get that URL. Just type that up and take you right to his page, Fine Art America. Okay, so there we are. That concludes this interview. I thank my brother Nick, and we'll see you folks on down the trail.